What's going on there, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to another episode of There Is Only Warhammer, and yet another chapter focus, and this time it's the Salamanders that we're going to be looking at here. Now they're a bit of an unusual one. I always thought of them as a little bit goody two-shoes for Space Marines, but then, as I've said on previous videos, the more I read about Space Marines and the Emperor, the more I'm kind of not a fan of the loyalists, or at least the traditional loyalists. They seem a bit, I don't know, I've said before, seem a bit douchebaggy. That's probably not a very good term, but anyway, Salamanders. Let's have a look at these guys. Using speed, stealth, or tactics to defeat your foes is one thing, but incinerating them, while less subtle, is just as effective. In today's chapter focus, we're looking at Salamanders, stoic paragons of strength, honor, and flamecraft. We've already taken a first look at the Salamanders chapter tactic, but today we're taking a deep dive into how this works with the rest of your army and other powerful abilities like the Salamanders stratagem and their special character. Salamanders are renowned on the tabletop for their mastery of flamer weapons, I'm sure we know. Yep, and Salamanders armies have traditionally revolved around getting as many of them into an opponent's backline as soon as possible. This is still true of the Salamanders in the new codex, but their chapter tactics is far more versatile than I think it's supposed to say. It says that before, but than before I think it means. To the extent that you'll be able to field a viable Salamanders army with no flamer or melter weapons at all. Bit different. So let's have a look at it here. Salamanders, so it's master artisans. The Salamanders are peerless craftsmen capable of forging weapons of astounding quality and lethal power from the furnaces of Nocturne. So what it means is you can re-roll a single failed hit roll and a single failed wound roll made for a Salamander's unit with this tactic each time it shoots or fights. Cool. Rerolls are always good. A good thing to have on your side anyway, I would say. Master Artisans allows any Salamander's unit to re-roll a single failed hit roll and a single failed wound roll every time it shoots or fights. Essentially, this is a more flexible version of the old Master Crafted rule. In practice, this opens up a huge range of possibilities for the Salamanders, safely supercharging plasma weaponry or guaranteeing a deadly blow with a power fist, for example. Like the other chapter tactics, Master Artisans will benefit Dreadnoughts as well, allowing them to make the most of their powerful weaponry. If you want a whole army of these ancient heroes, then Salamanders are one of the best choices for your chapter tactics, just as you'd expect from the guys who brought you Bre'af Ashmantle. And there's a cool picture. I'm just looking at that picture there, looking at the two dreadnoughts, like the Redemptor alongside the traditional. You see the sheer size difference in that, so there's a good little comparison on that score, but we're not looking at that now. Salamander's armies will be able to combine these chapter tactics with a range of other options in the codex to create some great armies. Salamander's characters in particular are going to be some of the most powerful in the game, and it's more than possible to have a captain in Gravis armor with strength 5 and toughness 6 through their unique warlord trait and relic. The Salamander's unique stratagem Flamecraft greatly boosts the power of flamer weapons of all shapes and sizes, while their unique character Vulcan Hestan offers further benefits to generals who want to bring the heat to the battlefields of the 41st millennium. Finally, the Salamanders can make great use of the most powerful units in the new codex, the Aggressors. In a Salamander's army, you'll want to equip yours with Flamestorm gauntlets. These powerful weapons benefit hugely from flamecraft in the shooting phase, and gain deadly accuracy from Master Artisans in the combat phase. A fire base of Aggressors surrounding Vulcan Histan is going to be nigh impregnable, and is especially terrifying when you consider that these walking fortresses can fire twice if they remain still in the movement phase. If you're a fan of flamers, you really can't go wrong with the Salamanders. Make sure to come back tomorrow for another chapter focus, looking at more sinister but no less powerful chapter of Battlesmiths, the Iron Hands. But anyway, no, I haven't had many games of 8th edition. I've only had a couple, but I wasn't a big fan of flamers, although the salamanders may well have something to kind of boost that. Yeah, that's just the range really on the flamers. It's too short, I find, in general. Obviously, there's exceptions, but some nice paintwork, nice paint jobs on these ones here. I do like the nice bright green of the salamanders. Say going back to the dreadnought thing there, it does look super cool. Because I initially was going to paint my Dark Angels using the brighter greens, but I went back and stripped them and did them back in the darker colours again. But anyway, so I don't know with that one. I mean, with the codex coming out and everybody trying to choose successor chapters and sort their own ones out on which one tactics to use and so on and so forth. I mean, we can't say here what's going to be best, just whether it sounds interesting to play, and this does sound interesting to play, I've got to be honest. It sounds interesting. Again, time will tell. Anyway, there you go. That is the chapter focus Salamanders. Remember, all brushes lead to war. I will see you on the next video, and bye for now.